Good morning. Today is November 7th, and I want to talk to you about better. You will never get better until you, number one, want better, and you ain't even got to know what the better is. It's just, you got to know that better exists. God promised us our latter days will be better than our former days. And it's really not your job to figure everything out. It's your job to believe and work toward it as things are revealed and doors open for you to go through with discernment. Now, you just make sure. And when I say make sure, have a inner knowing. And everything ain't gonna be comfortable. You can have a peace about it and not necessarily want to do it. You can have you have an understanding that I know this is what I'm supposed to do, even though you may not be all the way comfortable doing it. So if you don't have a relationship with God, I don't know how better can come. Grace and mercy is here for us all. Jesus died for all. But without a relationship with God, I just don't know how you can get better. So, first, put a desire out there for better. Expect better. And then you need to renew your mind to be uncomfortable in the better long enough to make it comfortable for you. You need to recognize what was not good for you. Let me talk about myself. I recognize certain relationships was attracting not so good energy, and until I let it go, better things was not coming. Even in solitude, even in being alone, even in being by myself, I recognize the peace, the other things coming my way that were good. I recognize that I have to stop being loyal to a fault. Hold people accountable. This is what they said they gonna do. Hey, this is what you said you were gonna do. If they don't do it, hey, leave them alone. Which brings me to another point. Be careful of what you fight for or what you fight over. If you have no win, if you have no territory, why are you fighting? What you fighting for? You're not doing anything but frustrating yourself. And when you are confronting something, stay focused on what the point is, the point you're trying to make. Don't allow people to take you somewhere else just because they recognize they losing the argument, so they want to talk about something else over here. It's like, at that point, you need to just end the argument because you recognize you're arguing with a fool. You're arguing with somebody who has no desire to bring any type of reconciliation to the situation. They just want to add frustration to it. And let them imps get it gone somewhere. Let them try and pimp somebody else. You know, and some of y'all need to stop being tricked out of y'all own mind. You know, allow people to manipulate, perpetrate, and tell you this, that, and the other just to lead you on, feeling like, you know, things are going to get better when they're not. So be mindful of the confrontations, the fights, the arguments that you entertain, especially if you have no win there. When I was, you know, in the public school environment, I stopped arguing about stuff that I had no power to change. This how you want the lesson plans and the stuff to be? Okay. And I recognize that when it gets to a point that I don't agree with too much stuff in a company, it's time for me to go. Why am I sitting up here trying to change somebody else's mission and vision for their business? That's not my fight. I mean, I fought for kids for 18 years, 4 kids, and I just said, hey, it's just time for me to raise my kids the best I can, with or without the help of a co-parent, and just do the best that I can do. Ooh, time to hit it, baby. So The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy your life that God promised in abundance. Jesus died so that we can live in abundance. And for the depressed people out here, it's pressure to change, but you're so mentally and emotionally drained that it's hard to get the energy up to change. But there's better on the other side. You just got to take it one day at a time. Hey, this morning I got up. I made my bed. Got something to eat. The next day, I went to work. The next day, I changed my attitude at work. And it don't have to be day by day. It can be whatever your pace is, as long as you taking steps toward the better. Because the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy your life. And you have to make up your mind, renew your mind, change your mind, get your mind in line with, I want and deserve better. I am a child of God. I love me. I love God. I love my future. Let's put that in order. I love God. I love myself. I love my future. And I can love somebody else because I love those things. And that helps me to be emotionally, mentally stable. Take care of your physical health. When you get older, I mean, I was looking at myself in the mirror, call it vanity or what, but I was like, oh my God, I got abs again? Oh my God. Like, thank you. When you let the stress go, a lot of weights are taken off of you. A lot of weights are taken off of you. I do want to look good for me. I want to look good for me. You know, if I cared about hair, I would go to HRS or one of them places, hair replacement systems or something. But you see this, you know what I'm saying? I just cut it bald. I probably need to shave again. But why waste the time? If you don't like me for me, bye. Get on somewhere. And as an individual, learn when people want you for you or for your gifts. You got to learn that. The most precious compliment I ever got, I gave a birthday gift to a friend. And I was told, all I want is you in my life. The gifts are fine, but all I really care about is you in my life. That kind of teared me up. I was like, oh my God, like, whoa. That's probably the best compliment I ever got in my life from giving somebody a gift. The best thank you I got. And of course, the gifts were appreciated. And it felt great. We are made in the image of God. We like appreciation. If you want a better life, learn to be thankful. Own your stuff. Hey, I was wrong at this. It makes people more comfortable being around you when you can own your stuff. When you can apologize. When you can show appreciation for what people do for you. But when you take people for granted, when you act like people owe you stuff, when you are mean-spirited toward people, when your mouth is reckless or mean-spirited against people, and you hit below the belt and name call and all that stuff, nobody wants to be a part of that. That is detractive, not attractive. And if you want to be attractive in life, be thankful, be respectful, own your stuff, be responsible, be accountable. Responsible is doing what you're supposed to do. Accountable is being able to be told that, hey, you came up short on this, without retaliating or making a whole bunch of excuses, just saying you're right, I did this wrong. We're not going to be perfect in life. God is perfecting us until we get to heaven, for those of us who choose to go to heaven. So figure it out. If you trying to hold everybody to being perfect for your situation, but you don't even want to do basic stuff for theirs or your situation, what is that? That is irresponsible as no accountability, that is not at all helpful to the relationship. It's hurtful. It amazes me people want you to jump the moon but can't cross the street for you. And most of my relationships, especially with the opposite sex, males too, but especially with the opposite sex, I always go over and beyond what the opposite sex does, or what some of my friends do. And I look at folks. I have made a habit of giving people enough rope to hang themselves, and just let it go. Just let them go. Because if you're not for me, I'm not going to waste my energy on loving somebody who does not, number one, love themselves or love me in return. And I ain't talking about in love goo goo gaga, but I'm saying just the love of God, just the love of Christ, just doing the respectful thing, the honorable thing, the right thing, being reciprocal. Hey, if I've done something for you that has made your life better, hey, if I ask you for one simple thing and you can't do it, you know, and you got 50 million excuses and get all bent out of shape for, you know, what you can and can't do, man, come on. What's that about? It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. So I'm not trying to get into a whole bunch of unnecessary bitterness when my goal is betterment. So recognize what's in your life, confront the things worth fighting for. Your marriage is worth fighting for. Your children are worth fighting for. You are worth fighting for. Fight for yourself. When those cookies start getting too, you know, you start eating a whole box or a pack of cookies at one time, and they say, you know what, it's not for me. Too much sugar shuts my immune system down. It's not for me, especially with all these viruses, COVID mutating, monkey virus. I mean, just all this craziness going on in the world. It's just not worth it to keep going through this stuff. When you recognize that eating too much meat is causing gout issues, joint issues, digestion issues, eating too much bread, whatever it is, allowing yourself to take on too much stress or responsibility where it's hard for you to complete these tasks. Learn what's for you. Learn how to proportion things out. Learn to pace yourself. Wrong one built in a day. Do what you can. Do the best you can. Do your best. Do your best. When you do your best, everything works out. Submit to your commitments. Do the best you can. And be content with that now. Do the best you can. Do the best that you can and be content with that. Everybody is not going to be everything you want them to be, and neither are you. So adjust and adapt. Do what you got to do, and press forward. Financially, recognize when you spend enough money. Like, sometimes I have spent money just on trying to people please, trying to serve somebody, trying to get over some frustration. I rarely spend money on myself. And, you know, sometimes during stressful moments, you know, I just keep going out to eat or, you know, stuff like that. And I just recognize them days are over with. Now, if I'm led to go out to eat or something like that, that's different. But if it's just like every day, no, them days over with. It's time to prioritize on them Sundays, cook for the week, even if it's just a entree item, like whatever meats you gonna cook. I mostly do fish, but you know, make a pan of that for the week or however much you need to make for the week, And then your vegetables are easy, microwave, heat ups or whatever, and boom, 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 you got meal ready to go. So it saves money. It saves time from waiting in these lines and dealing with iffy at best customer service. Yeah, I got one. My favorite. I'm not advertising that. I'll put my other hand over it. But hey, life in abundance recognizes the provision that's there and using it so that you can make it to the next go round. When you run out, you have run out. Bills coming. If you don't have to do nothing but pay taxes and utilities, bills are coming. So recognize what's coming so that you can be prepared. So when it comes to pass, you can be ready to get those things paid for. So you're not in a personal emergency stressing somebody else out for what you didn't do with the time period that you had to get it done for whatever reason. And another thing on better, be careful of burning bridges. When you leave people, leave them on a good note. Leave them on a good note. You know, you leave people on a cuss out, fuss out, man, you may never walk back through that door. You may need them for something, and it's just like they not willing to. You got a bad taste in their mouth that you left. You know, if you gotta leave people, you know, like, let it be for something other than something being petty. You know, recognize the path, the journey is just not going the way, you know, in a mutually inclusive space. So the ship is splitting because you can't be in one ship and going in two different directions. It has to go in one direction, and it you know, and it's okay. I mean, it's not any love lost or anything like that. It's just we going in two different directions, so you just got to move accordingly, and that's okay. That is really okay. It's okay to move in two different directions. It's okay, but it's not okay to be hurtful to people and malicious and demeaning to people. That's not okay. Or hold on to people for their gifts when you have no intention of being of any type of support to this person. It's not okay. It's not okay to walk in unforgiveness with people because you're expecting them to do the same thing over and over again. If you can't accept that this is this person and be able to deal with this is their limit, this is their personality, this is their character, you need to move on. If you don't like the person, limit your interaction with the person, and that will bring better into your life. But as long as you keep holding a closed hand, nothing else better can come in. And don't use people, because we all reap what we sow. And I'm closing with that. Don't use people. We always reap what we sow. And the more you use and abuse, the more you're putting a seed to be sown of you being used and abused. I pray that you see better, get better, receive better. Especially because you have renewed your mind. You have recognized the things that you are needing to improve upon. And have a relationship with God, most importantly, that guides you and leads you into a better space, or a better mental space. Every day, I'm grown. Have a good day.